Well, this video series is drawing to a close, but a while back on eBay, I found some factory stock photos is what they called it. And it was a 3 or 4 piece lot, 4 of them, I guess. Have my brochures, have my red book there, and I carry this binder everywhere. That's my Defeat Any and All Arguments binder. But it was these pictures. And at that time, it took a while to get things to print and to get things as far as literature out the door. So they had to take pictures of what they had. That's why we found all those anomalies that I was able to prove the existence of my own prototype. But this one in particular is really weird. You can see the guy's got a red, white, and blue helmet. He's got a Honda jersey, red pants. And the headlight on this thing is like out in front of it doesn't look right. Everything looks weird about it. Doesn't look uniform like that. So you can see there's a gap at the bottom of the headlight between that and the fork. I don't know what's going on there. I can't speculate. But if you look at this down tube, it looks like it follows the arc of the fender. Now, it's hard to see because the thing's splashing in water. I really wish I could see that fork, but it's hard to see. So this is just a further dissection of the literature. I mean, I could probably talk to you for another 16 hours about that pig, but I think you get the picture. So keep this in mind. Now, this is another one. That headlight actually lays in there nice the way it's probably supposed to. And stock, heat shield, normal. Nothing really to see there. Got a skid plate on it. Nothing out of the ordinary. This was probably, I believe this was some still shots from that commercial, like an 18-minute commercial. It's on YouTube. If you search it, it's really cool. Honda spent some big bucks on that one. And, you know, the guy's like, new for 1981. So you got to watch that. That's a cool commercial. I think that's a still shot. They had 2 of them out riding on the beach. Nothing really anomalous about that. Now, this one is a little funny. Obviously, they're showing an ice racing type of thing. And but there's some anomalies here. Firstly, the rear brake pedal's chrome, probably off of an ATC 200 or 185 or something else, because the 250R had a black painted pedal. So I don't know what that thing is or what kind of parts it was. It also has silver wheels. They're not painted gold. So there's that. There's the brake pedal. And the side of this engine looks weird. And these, I believe, were all still shots from that commercial, because there was, in that commercial, the guy's riding in the snow, and he's riding one with a chrome brake pedal and silver painted wheels. And or whatever, that cloud silver, I don't know what they were off of. I don't know what Honda was throwing together just to get something to take pictures of. I mean, look at the levers. The levers are silver. So if you at all have an intimate understanding of these first gens, all that stuff was black. So I think even, yeah, the bars are even chromed. Right there's the bar. So this was a mix mash of parts to try to get something out the door. But in the commercial, I watched it 100 times and paused it over every second painstakingly. This engine case looks funny too. It doesn't look like mine, but it doesn't look like a stock one, and there's no skid plate there either. So that's pretty anomalous as far as that goes. I wish mine would have not had quite the life it had and still retained more of its original parts, because it'd be neat to see if it was one of these, like if that neck was hidden behind that number plate or something. I think that would be exquisite. Now, this was another still shot from that 1981 commercial. They pop over the little sand dune, and they're really ripping and riding and making it look like the three-wheeler is theirs for the taking. When you ride one of these, you kind of get bounced around, and it lets you know it's in control, not you. Now, this is the most anomalous one. Now, remember when I told you that first picture to pay attention? Look at how curved this looks. Now, I have no idea if it's an optical illusion, camera angle, but it really looks like it maintains the same distance from the fender the whole way around. And this brace is almost vertical. you can clearly see from the ground. That's too low. Maybe we'll try right here. The gap changes because obviously the fender's arced and the frame pipes are not. But look at the brace right here. That's almost horizontal. And the one in the picture is almost vertical. So there's that. And now you're probably noticing the elephant in the room, and it kind of looks like an elephant trunk. That stupid exhaust pipe. What the devil is that? Look at that big gaudy heat shield. Good grief, who would want to look at that thing? So this is the same one as the first picture where he's splashing through the creek bed, because the headlight is still kind of funky there. And the bolt's way up here, or something's up there. It's hard to see in these grainy old pictures. But the exhaust pipe is weird. The frame is weird. This brace is weird. And it really looks like the engine is back. If you look at one of these, the engine hangs out the front a little bit. Where that motor mount is, it's not way back in there. And if that frame were curved, it would have to be back toward the foot pegs. So I'm kind of wondering where this one wound up. And the other thing is, back here at the exhaust, you can see the grab bar bolt here is the front grab bar bolt. That's the rear grab bar bolt with a muffler stay on it. So the exhaust is bolted to the grab bar bolt on the rear bolt. And I guess they played around with that, R&D'd it and whatever, and made it what they needed to make it. But I think that one there, I can't say if it's before mine or after mine. Maybe they made a couple frames like this, and they decided, let's just go with straight pipes. And then they got the rake thrown off. I mean, it's all speculation of how the lineage of this actually happened. But it's undeniably happened. So, and the other thing that gets me, yeah, I think that's all my pictures. Yeah, okay. I'll just show you this quick before I go off on my other rant. So look at the guy with the black boots with the calf or the shin protectors and red, white, and blue white goggles with a red strap and the red jersey pants. And then we go back. See, that guy looks similar. That is the same guy on the same machine. So, but anyway, everybody always says that, you know, it's funny, I go to Motorama and they start looking at this and I say it's a experimental test unit. And right away they scoff and, oh, yeah, oh, really? Like, they don't know nothing. Apparently they don't watch YouTube. Not like you, the faithful follower of the tricycle. Anyway, it's always, oh, let me call Mike. He don't know all about this. Oh, Rick, oh man, my buddy Ricky, he's a Honda guy. And everybody always thinks they're going to call somebody that knows something about this. This was a huge secret. This could not get out that they were working on this in 77-ish, 76, 77, 78, whenever they were working on it. And prior to his passing, Rob Selvey, and I still have the text messages, said, I would bet my bank account that thing is exactly what you say it is. And I remember hearing some chatter in the industry about that thing coming out. Now, Rob Selvey was, I don't know him. I didn't know him very well. I only had just met him, I don't know, maybe a year before his passing. But I think at that time with what he was doing and his performance business, I think he had some feelers out there, and I think he might have had some eyes and ears near to this thing. And he said, you know, it was 40 plus years ago, but he said he does remember some chatter in the industry about Honda testing a pretty nasty machine. So unless your buddy Ricky or Mike or Eddie was on the Honda R&D department in the ATV section, ATC section, he wouldn't know about this. Nobody knew about it. A couple guys were like, oh, I'll ask my Honda rep. Yeah, because some 44-year-old guy in 2021 is going to know about something that happened 50 plus years ago. Yeah, good luck with that. The dealers didn't know. The riders, some of the riders didn't know. I mean, maybe they had Dean or somebody test riding one of these. But this was not like, oh, hey, come out and check out our experimental thing. you know, and then take pictures and develop them and send them to your buddies at Yamaha and Kawasaki and let them get the jump on us. This thing was probably a pretty secretive deal. There was a handful of guys that knew about it. The Japanese guys were going back and forth with the fabricators and the guys in California, and that was it. It was probably a pretty tight group. You didn't get to know about this stuff. And it's always funny because everybody always knows that one person. Oh, yeah, Billy, he's a Honda guy. He'll know all about that. Like this was publicized or something, or they did write-ups in magazines while Honda was testing it. No, they didn't. That didn't happen. So your buddy ain't going to know about this unless he's between 74 and 84, and he worked at Honda Engineering in California as a engineer or fabricator, and his paycheck said Honda. That's the only way he's going to know about this. Your buddy that has 10 bikes in his garage and knows all about Z50s isn't going to know diddly squat about this. So that's just a funny story I wanted to share because that's always the case. Everybody always thinks they know somebody that knows more than me. And the last 4 videos prove that nobody knows more than me. And it's not all me. It's these books right here. So if you're ever needing any information, start looking for the book. You don't need to have all the answers or memorize the answers. You need to have the book that contains the answers. That's all for today.